Hello and welcome to another episode of my podcast. My name is Cheryl and this is Cappuccino Crafts, my little channel on YouTube and my corner of the general interwebs where I like to talk about knitting and crochet and books and movies and TV series that I'm watching and other life and general chatty things that I want to share with you. So please settle in, get yourself a delicious beverage, and grab your yarn, your hook, your needles, and let's enjoy some chatty time. So it has been another week. Today is November 2nd, Monday. Before Tuesday, November 3rd, the United States General Election Day. And I am recording in Washington State in the United States. So it's been a bumpy ride and I've been steeling myself up and trying to prepare myself for what is to come, and either way, and yeah, so I might talk more about that later, specifically what I've been preparing, but anyway, so yeah, and yesterday, no, not yesterday, the night before, Saturday night, October 31st was Halloween night. And, well, this is 2020. Trick-or-treating isn't really a thing, and I'm way too old for trick-or-treating anyway, and I don't have children to take around. So that's not usually a thing for me at all, except that I do have to buy a little bit of candy for the house to hand out for the few trick-or-treaters that generally come. We don't get a heavy trick-or-treater traffic in my neighborhood, but usually some. So, but this year I'm like, I'm not even buying any candy except for any candy that I want to eat myself. But nobody came to the door, obviously. And it was a extra quiet Halloween night. But to be a little bit festive, I did watch and chat in the sidebar of a YouTube live of one of my favorite booktubers and her booktube friends hosted a YouTube live stream on Halloween night. And they had just finished their monthly book club. Book was a vampire book, the Southern Book Club's Guide to Killing Vampires. I believe I said the title right. Yeah, the Southern Book Club's Guide to Killing Vampires by Garth Nix. So, they talked about the book. They were all dressed in vampire themed costumes as different literary vampires. And I had a couple of cocktails. I made myself a couple of drinks during the live stream. A fun time was had by all. And yeah, so that was my Halloween excitement. A couple of drinks and a live stream chat and vampire book talk and movie talk. We talked about movies and TV and books and all kinds of vampire themed fiction, and it was fun. So yeah, that was Halloween, and tomorrow is voting day. And I finished my voting themed Craftivist KAL. I finally cast off, I finished the Pico bind off. See, the Pico bind off has little little nubs. That's the picot part. So it does take extra yarn and extra stitches. It's not a quick bind off because you're basically doubling the amount of stitches that you bind off. So if you already had like 400, let's say, for easy math, let's say there were 400 stitches on the needle to bind off. When you do a picot bind off, you're actually binding off 800. So it doesn't go especially quick, but it looks pretty, especially with lace. And I'm thrilled. I love it. This has not been blocked. I finished it this afternoon. Actually, right before lunch. So just right before lunch, I finished this bind off, and I've been just putting it around my neck today because it's a chilly fall day. And I don't mind that it's not blocked yet. I will block it this week, though. I'll soak it and block it, and it will look even more beautiful than it does now. I've done just a very few stitches on my socks, so no change there. I have not started a heel yet. Soon. It's really getting close to heel time, but I'm just not feeling like I want to do the heels right now. So I'm like not picking that up very much at all. And my focus was to get this done. And look at this, Knitter for President. That was a pin that came in the kit for this Craftivist Cal, and I think it's hilarious and I love it. And I love this bag. Look at that. That's the Lady Dye Yarns logo, that sheep face, which is so beautiful. And then some Craftivist voting slogan around the logo. So yay for that. And yeah, this is the only craft that I've touched this week, really. So no other crafting to talk about, but there is reading and bookish stuff to talk about, and some good things. One of the things that I wanted to prepare to help me get through this next week and give myself a little escapism and comfort is I wanted to make sure I had plenty of books on hand, like audiobooks and library books and things that I wanted to read. So, okay. Today is Wednesday, the 28th of October, and I used the curbside pickup at my local library for the first time. I put a book that I really wanted on hold, and I picked it up today at my curbside appointment. And let's open it up, and I will show you what it is. Here we go. And it is Thornhill. I got Thornhill from the library, and I am so excited to start reading it. I have not started reading it. I had a deadline. My digital loan was going to expire. So I had a deadline to finish Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay. So I was focusing on that, and I did finish it this morning, and it was a really good book. Really good. Yeah, it's a collection of essays, and it's a mix of media and pop culture criticism, and also personal anecdotes and personal stories from her life. And I thought it was really very good. I'm so glad I read it, and gave a lot of food for thought. And also I liked her writing style. You know, even though the topics are serious and heavy, she does really have a sense of humor too. And so the humor in her writing came through, and you know, gave a little bit of lightning, and made it read faster, because it was not dry at all. The opposite of dry, and the opposite of academic. It was very, very readable, and yeah, you just wanted to keep going. So yeah, I highly recommend that book. I will read more from her for sure. I think the next thing I want to read from her is going to be Hunger, which I think is going to be a lot heavier. But I think it'll be really, really good. So when I'm ready, I will read that. I also started another new book, a digital ebook, that The Priory of the Orange Tree by, here, I wrote a note here so I could have the names. The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, which is an epic fantasy book with dragons. I haven't read a dragon fantasy in a long time, and dragons are fun. Dragons are cool. Like, among the mythical fantasy creatures, dragons are like in the top 3 for me for sure. I love dragons. So I'm not very far into it, but I'm looking forward to it, to getting deeper in. It's a really long book, so it's not super fast paced. And there's a lot of world building, but I'm looking forward to it. So I think that's all the book talk. And also on Halloween night, I got halfway through a movie. No, what? Halfway through? I started it, and I ate my dinner, and then it was time for the live stream to start. So I couldn't finish it before the live stream. And I haven't gotten back to finish it yet, but I was enjoying it, and I will really soon go back and finish it. It is kind of an indie, low budget, kind of sci-fi, like pre-apocalyptic, or in the process of an apocalypse. I feel like it's climate change based, and there's like almost no water, and things are starting to really come apart slowly. So it's not like high action, like disaster kind of thing, but in this time of kind of a slowly disintegrating apocalypse situation, it's a family drama story. It's called Fast Color, and there is a family of women who have special abilities. They can take things up, like with their minds, they can take things apart and put them back together. Not to fix things. They can't like take a broken thing apart and put it together whole or working, but they can take a thing apart and it kind of becomes like a floaty cloud of, I guess it would be atoms or whatever, but it kind of comes apart into all its little particles, and then they can make it go back together. And now exactly what the extreme usefulness of that is, I'm not sure, but it is a thing they can do, and it has to be a secret because they don't, you know, want people to come and, like, they don't want people to be scared of them, and they don't want people to come and like try and study them or see if they can make their powers do other things. But so it's a family drama with the one kind of prodigal daughter coming home, and yeah, and she's having trouble with her powers. Actually, she lost her powers because of some seizures, and her seizures cause earthquakes. So that is a problem. And because of the earthquakes, actually, she has gotten attention from the government, and they're trying to find her. And so she is on the run. And that's part of why she goes home. Because she does need help. But it's also about her her family. Anyway, so Fast Color. I look forward to finishing the rest of it very, very soon. Yeah. And let's see. Another thing that I have not done yet, but it was on my list of things to prepare to help me get through next week and cope with stress and emotional fallout or exhaustion. I want to cast on a new project, and specifically not a small project that will like just be done in a couple of days if I work on it a lot. But a project that can last some time. I don't have to worry about finishing it too fast before I am ready to plan and start something else. But also specifically like either like all stockinette stitch or all garter. Something like so simple and repetitive and kind of to calm and get in the zone and just go without needing a lot of concentration, without needing like shaping and planning and modifying and that kind of thing. So pretty much that seems like it's got to be some kind of either scarf or a throw blanket. And so tonight or tomorrow, I am probably going to look in my bins of stash. I have several bins. I don't have a giant stash, but it is a good enough size stash. And choose some yarn that I have enough of that I think would be good for like a throw blanket or a nice long comfy scarf, and go. Yeah. So I want to get that started as part of my coping plan. Yeah. Let's see. I think that covers everything. So I hope that you are well and all of your family and loved ones are well and safe wherever you are. If you are in the United States and registered to vote, I hope that you have your plan in place. If you have not already cast your vote and are preparing for tomorrow to do it safely as you can. And I really do hope and pray that things go calmly and smoothly, and there's not a lot of drama and conflict on the day. But yeah, and wherever you are, I hope that this coming week is a good one for you, and I hope that you are enjoying all of your projects or your books or your movies and TV. And see you next time. Bye bye.